So just a quick video on my plate setup. What I do is I first figure out where my warp is on the plate. I straight edge both sides. Now I've already done that obviously, and this is how I want the plate set up because I've got on the bottom end it's touching the table along these edges here, which is what I want. This side, the middle is a little high, so this is the way I wanted to do it. I snug these up, and then I go ahead and put these clamps on, and I snug the clamps. I don't tighten them. I just snug them enough to press the plate into the table. Then you'll also see I'm using these little plates down here because if you notice, this is just a little too thin to kind of ride on here. So I've got these little plates that I've machined up from scrap steel, and that's what they're for, and they work pretty well for that purpose. Mighty Bite does have clamps that will screw in and down to help force the plate into the table. Those were right about at 1 inch, and my shell mill would have ran into them. So these are what Mighty Bite recommended. So once these are cinched down, I will go ahead and I'll tighten the center one and then the outer ones. And then I'll go ahead and give it a light whack with the hammer to make sure everything is down. And then I go ahead and remove these clamps. And at that point, I'm ready to go ahead and start surfacing the plate. And since we've got a high spot in the middle, I'm only going to start with 5 thousandths instead of 10 thousandths on the first pass, just to see how this plate is warped. And I don't want to, crash my shell mill because of a high spot. My ink roller is going to be here today. I had to order a brand new ink roller because my other ink roller is missing. So I will be able to ink up the surface plate and figure out the high and low spots on the previous plate I machined. And of course, after the new ink roller shows up, my lost ink roller will magically grow legs and walk itself out into the middle of my pathway, and I'll trip on it, and then I'll have 2 ink rollers instead of just one, because we all know that's how that works. All right, well, there you go.